welcome to another viewer-submitted episode of The Other 99. Today we look at an Esper control deck commanded by none other than Merieke Ri Berit, submitted by a viewer named FakeCrowler. This deck's original purpose was to play control in EDH without playing any combos. Instead of playing cards that are traditionally associated with Merieke, such as Penman's Aura and Thousand Year Elixir, this deck plays flicker cards. Unlike the typical Merieke includes, cards such as Momentary Blink are much less narrow. As opposed to Shroom, who works best with an artifact theme, Merieke can work with all sorts of Esper control decks. She is great with all the deck's flicker effects, and is a cheap way to steal and remove your opponent's creatures. Like many control decks in the format, this deck runs several ways to accelerate its mana. Soul Ring, Dimir Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Progress, Obelisk of Esper, Darksteel Ingot, Coalition Relic, and Solemn Simulacrum, who not only fixes mana, but also draws cards and is fun to flicker. Next up are the Counterspells, which are always handy in a format full of broken cards. Spell Crumple and Hinder deal with annoying generals and are great hard counters. Cryptic Command makes up for its heavy blue mana cost by being extremely versatile. Pact of Negation is free and can be tutored up with Talaria West. Glen Alondra Archmage. Don't be fooled by the fact that she has a power and toughness. She's not a creature. She's 2 negates, or more if you can flicker her. Draining Whelk. Gets big and counters stuff. For those of you out there who don't like decks full of tutors, this deck runs a mere 4 tutors. Mystical Tutor searches up answers and game-ending spells like Rite of Replication. Mystical Teachings can get you counter magic, Snapcaster Mage, and flicker effects. Increasing Ambition trades 1 or more mana for the chance to reuse it. Demonic Tutor is simply the best. Any good control deck needs plenty of removal and sweepers. Swords to Plowshares and Path to Exile are cheap, efficient removal. Oblivion Ring removes problem permanents and can be reused with flicker effects. Vindicate kills anything and everything. Return to Dust is a 2-for-1 on artifacts and enchantments. Dismantling Blow is artifact and enchantment removal with control's best friend, card draw. Damnation is a cheap and efficient sweeper. Hallowed Burial and Terminus sweep the board, keep creatures away from graveyard recursion, and tug generals. Terminus is especially good with Mystical Tutor. Austere Command. A Modifier sweeper is always handy. Do you get draw power in this deck? Oh yeah, it's Esper, of course. Phyrexian Arena. Draws you a card every turn at the price of 1 life. Future Sight. This can draw you amazing amounts of cards and works nicely with Top. Deep Analysis. More good, cheap card draw. Factor Fiction. Is fun, and it moves at instant speed. Muldrifter. Is at worst divination, and at best is a body to abuse and get lots of cards. Sphinx of Uthun. Reusable Factor Fiction on a 5/6 flying body. For just some utility, we have Sensei's Divining Top. Great card top of library manipulation and awesome with Future Sight. Lightning Greaves. Make Merieke hasty and protects all the juicy stuff she steals for you. Mind Twist. Useful to get rid of an annoying opponent's hand. Time Warp. Sometimes all you need to win is an extra turn. Not to mention, this can become a combo piece with Venser and a Mnemonic Wall, if that's your thing. Control Magic. All that cool stuff your opponents have, it's yours now. Someone plays something even juicier, Venser will reset Control Magic for you. Cloud Shift. 1 mana flicker can take players by surprise. Momentary Blink. Reusable flicker, you can get insane amounts of value of this card. Rite of Replication. Can be a game-ending card with most of the creatures in this deck. Bribery. Gives you the nastiest thing you can find in an opponent's deck. This deck runs a small handful of great creatures. Snapcaster Mage. So many good things to flash back in this deck. Evil Twin. Copy, kill, flicker, repeat. Phyrexian Metamorph. Best clone in EDH. Period. Restoration Angel. A flicker effect on a 3/4 body that is tutorable off of Mystical Teachings. Mnemonic Wall. An all-star in this deck. Grave Titan. Creature pooping finisher. Frost Titan. A finisher that leads to fun times and annoyance with Rite of Replication. Phyrexian Ingester. Gets huge and is reusable removal. Angel of Despair. An enter the battlefield trigger that shoots permanents and comes attached to a big flyer. Chancellor of the Spires. Home of the most fun in game-ending situations with flicker effects. Deadeye Navigator. A big body that flickers. If you love Planeswalkers, this deck runs 6 of them for you. Jace Beleren. Early card draw engine. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Draws cards, manipulates libraries, and helps you reuse your enter the battlefield creatures. Tamiyo the Moon Sage, because what control player could pass up that ultimate? Liliana Vess is a reusable tutor. Karn Liberated, exiles permanents and has tons of loyalty counters to distract your opponents. Venser the Sojourner has synergy with the entire deck. Last but certainly not least, let's take a look at the lands for the deck. Bojuka Bog, Graveyard Hate, works amazingly with Venser if needed. Halimar Depths, helps earlier on and is great with fetches. Tolaria West, land and counterspell tutor. Reliquary Tower, this is a control deck, right? Manamo School at Water's Edge, turns Merieke into a killing machine. Strip Mine and Tectonic Edge. FakeCrowler doesn't like land destruction very much, but sometimes land just need to be taken care of. Mystifying Maze, Hall of the Bandit Lord. Vesuva is all of these lands and more. Command Tower, Arcane Sanctum, Mirrodin's Core, Watery Grave, Hallowed Fountain, Godless Shrine, Drowned Catacomb, Isolated Chapel, Glacial Fortress, Seachrome Coast, Darkslick Shores, Caves of Kolos, Underground River, Idarkur Waste, Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth, Creeping Tar Pit, Celestial Colonnade, Flooded Strand, Marsh Flats, Misty Rainforest, Temple of the False God, and 4 islands, 2 plains, and 2 swamps. White-blue-black makes for a strong color combination, but the deck has some weaknesses as well. But first, for its strengths. The deck has a lot of strong spells that impact the game. Lots of powerful interactions. It can get itself out of most situations. Huge amount of value in every play. Its weaknesses include only one infinite or game-winning combo, bad against heavy land destruction, can be slow to get going at times, and has very few actual win conditions. You should play this deck if you like creatures with enter the battlefield effects, you like having value in every play, you like playing control decks, you like big spells and splashy abilities. FakeCrowler took the strength of the white-blue-black color combination and made it his own by using Merieke as his general. If you're looking for a fun and powerful control deck, you may want to look into building something like this. Thanks to FakeCrowler for sharing his deck with us, and I hope you all enjoyed it. This is Karsten with Topical Productions, and as always, thanks for watching.